Now, obviously, as before, we can also take take those style sheets and open them in our code editor and inspect them over there. The only thing that I should do is to save the file, obviously. And now we can see we are getting the same file that we have here. Unfortunately, opening Unity or UI Builder just on this half window is a little bit, leads to some space troubles, but we can see this this is the read-only version as we had before with our UXML files, and here you can see your style sheet in your code editor. And obviously, as with the UXML files, you can also edit your style sheets here. So let's not make this a square anymore, but let's make a rectangle out of it, and you can see it immediately changes. Let's change this back because we said that it's supposed to be a square, and now it's a square again. So this is your basic workflow with styling. In UI Builder, you have your inspector, your inline styles, and you can save them to your USS files and then apply them to all sorts of elements. Now, there is one more interesting thing that you can do to make your life even easier, and that is, let's just remove all the classes from the last element. Now it's again totally unstyled, totally clean. And now let's say we are working on this element and we kind of want to make a template, basically temporary work on an element to see if we like it, and then say, okay, but we will probably want to apply this style from this element also to other elements. So it would be great if we could extract kind of all the stylings and create a new class of it. Not by first having to create a class and kind of without being able to see the changes, work on the class itself, but to work on an element and then extract a class from the element. And we can do just that. Let's say that we will make a slightly bigger square here that will have a different color like this. And now we have to select the element. Nope. Again, go in this style sheet section here. Let's just close all the other sections. Open this, this style class list section. And now what you have to do is you have to do extract inline styles to new class. Like this naming here is, well, okay, it basically says what it does, but if you see it for the first time, you would probably, yeah, I mean, you have to just try it out. So because you have to know that you have to provide a name here first and then click the button, and then this will basically, your styles that we just set for this element will be saved under this new name. So it would make kind of sense to call this, I don't know, blue bigger square. And now press the button, and now we can see we get a new class generated that should have just the stylings that we just set. So when we save this, it should hopefully also appear in our code editor. Yes, it does. And you can see we have this new class with those new styles. So now to have a bit more space, I will just maximize Unity again, and we don't need the code editor for now. And now obviously what we could try is say, okay, let's take this middle element, let's not have it the red class anymore. Let's drag the blue class above it, and now it has the blue class. The only thing that it's lacking is the margin, so that we can actually see the elements just like that. And now we can see we have two big blue squares. So that is actually one way of work that is quite handy and that I would recommend to have your work done on your elements, because the good thing is you can basically observe it in real time. and then just create a class out of it. If you obviously know that this is styling that you will want to reuse, if you have some unique styling for some elements, which also happens obviously, then you don't have to extract the styles into a new class. Just keep it on your one element, but oftentimes there is styling that you actually want to reuse, and then this is a very good workflow. While we're at it, we could also look at this other button. Now, this whole styling section is a little bit, you have to get a little bit used to it because, well, you have one text box and then you have those two buttons. Do I have to enter something first, then press the button? I don't know, maybe that will be slightly adjusted. The general functionality is, however, very, very useful. Maybe it would be better if we had, I don't know, a drop down here or something like that. Because for the other thing that you can do is the first button, basically, as it says, add style class to list. That is kind of the third way how you could add one of your existing classes to this element. So not just by dragging it, but by saying we have this rounded corners class. So let's just type in rounded corners here. And now when we click add style to class list, you can see the element gets the class, and our element really has rounded corners. Now, would you really use that? I'm not sure if I have ever used that so far, because like the dragging seems to be the more convenient option. Maybe there are use cases that I haven't thought of yet, but this seems to be actually less convenient, because if you have like a small little typo, it will not work anymore. So just that you know what this button does and it's not confusing you, we don't have to use it, but at least now we know what it does. And I think that should basically be it for our style sheet primer. Now, we learned how to create new style sheets. There are basically two ways. You can create it here, or you can create it inside your actual project folder by going right mouse click, then UI toolkit on the style sheet. Then you can work on your style sheet, save it, or you can work on your elements and extract the inline styles that you set on your element onto a new class. And then once you have your classes, you can drag them onto elements and basically use them. And that is the general simple workflow, at least. We said that the whole style sheet idea is getting its real power from using selectors and actually combining those classes, and we are going to take a first look on that right now.